So we have to write about now distance. What is distance? Distance is defined as length of actual path traveled by a particle, by a body, or we will say a particle. For example, this is one point and this is another point. And from A to B, let me go or any another body go from like this. And finally reached. That's the length of actual path. So I have to measure this whole and that will call as distance. But on the other hand, if I will take this very path first like this, then here straight, then here like this. If I will take this very path as path A, this very as path B, then path B is a bit longer as compared to path A. Here the distance is much larger as compared to A. Sometimes you go to your school through one way, through one route, and then on sometimes you go, let's go by this very route. So on the two different routes there are totally two different distances, so that is the length of actual path. But as always you go from your home to your school, then this is the shortest path between two, and this very the shortest path between 2 points is known as what? Displacement. Shortest 2 points, that's called as what? That's called as displacement. But this displacement can be positive. Distance is always it is always positive. It cannot be negative, it cannot be zero. This displacement, it can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be sometimes zero. If I will go from this very point to this very point, and if it's 10 kilometer, my distance is equal to the displacement once we are traveling in the straight line. But if I will come back, my distance is double. My distance is 20 kilometer, but my displacement is zero, because there is no shortest path. As I have started from point A, I will reach to point A, then there is no shortest path between A and A. So that's my displacement will be at that very time zero, but the distance covered by me will be double. So you have to remember that displacement can be zero, can be negative, and can be positive. Both are having the same units. That's measure in meter, that's measure in meter, or you can measure both in the kilometer, whatsoever it may be. So simply, these were this was a term related to distance and displacement. Then we should have the knowledge of what I mean to say. You can take the distances between the distance between displacement and distance. Distance is a scalar quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. Distance depends upon the length of actual path, but displacement doesn't depend upon the length of actual path. So you can quote many more differences between the two. And you should have the concept of speed. Now, what is speed? Speed is distance covered by a body in unit time. In unit time, or simply sometimes the distance traveled by body per unit time is known as the speed. Like I will show it here. Speed, we will place like the speed equals to distance traveled by time taken. So its unit, if we will denote it by V, it is distances by S or D whatsoever, then it's V is equal to by T. And its unit will be meter, distance measure meter, and time in second will be meter per second. So then we can have what? Uniform speed, non-uniform speed, variable speed, what we call uniform speed. You might have read these very terms in your, I will just fastly recapitulate. Uniform speed. What is uniform speed? Uniform speed is if a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Equal intervals of time. So that means if you cover 1 meter in 1 second, another 1 meter in another 1 second, another 1 meter in another 1 second, and proceed like that, then your motion is said to, then your speed is said to have, then you are having a uniform speed. And non-uniform is the opposite of it. Non-uniform speed. Non-uniform simply means if you are not going to cover equal distances in equal intervals of time, or if you are going to cover unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Equal oblique unequal intervals of time. Unequal intervals of time. Both are having the same units. And once a body is having non-uniform speed, then we are interested in calculating its average speed. And what is average speed? Average speed is simply, average speed is defined as total, it equals to total distance by total time taken. Total time taken. So once a body is having non-uniform speed, then we are interested in calculating its average speed. This is all for today. Tomorrow I'll be with another lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.